The Digital Film Archive Fund was a 2-year fund, and its sole purpose was to make sure that archive material was made more publicly accessible.
So it's about representing history that's relevant to people today through exploring the past and the present and the future.
When the Arthur Cox one came in, I thought this is a really, really great idea. It was quite a complicated project and was using archive in a very particularly interesting way.
Almost ignoring time, so putting all the time layers on one place. So it's almost like time travel.
It's an educational project and it's a public funded project. So it just changes the nature. It makes the negotiation easier, I'd say.
And the idea that we can get young people interested in archives and history through them being able to access a website and maybe access and film on their phones, which I think is just fantastic.
So I picked 6 locations in Bristol: Park Street, Castle Park, the Harbour, Redcliffe Hill, Stokescroft and Broadmead. So you stand in a place and you see that place in every different filmed era that spans a century. It's our meeting, our design meeting.
Hello.
Hi.
See,
I'm
it's
not quite sure it's going to be a record of
It's
the
really,
meetings.
we're going to have to just put it
And forget
on
about
Felix's
it.
head
Yeah.
and forget about it all.
I think it could have gone
kind of there.
Without the present generation understanding what things looked and felt like, it's very difficult to put today into context, I think.
I mean, the film by itself means nothing. It's just a film, and what is it all about? But the more accurate the catalogue entry, the more useful the film is, and the more valuable. There's one that we all love. We've got the weedy Mayor of Brighton, and then we have the beefy Lord Mayor of Bristol, resplendent with chain, cigar and top hat. He's showing you how you do it in Bristol. But unfortunately, at the very end of it, you see he's broken the £7 sledgehammer. I hasten to add that Lord Mayors don't normally behave in that way today.
The temperature and relative humidity are all controlled by a computerised building management system. And one of the collections that we do have is this film collection, which is probably one of the major film collections in the West Country, because we know there are a lot of films out there that people have in their attics, don't really know what to do with, would really like them to be preserved, but don't know where to go. And I hope now that they've seen the publicity, they'll know they can come here.
Okay.
It's not the one with the projectors in though, is it? It's a cinema.
No. It's trees. I don't know, it's trees. Wow.
What about that's further on, that is?
Leather one, isn't there?
All the new
Leather's in the colour.
Is that all right for you?
That's absolutely exactly the kind of stuff. Stuff on that side. Yeah, you got everything's happening at once.
Well, I'd be quite happy if it was, because it sort of preserves it better, doesn't it? Because these films are about over 50 years old, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did these have any audio?
No.
Nothing at all.
Oh, this has got the audio that was on it.
The website is being done by Barnaby Minaj, who's brilliant. You can look at separate clips for each area, but then you can also play a film and you get a kind of more kind of narrative. There's little mini tiny documentary, and you get this making of.
Well, if it goes to that,
yeah,
you can sort of see the background, and then if you click on them, then they go to 100%.
Okay.
And then you see them as they were.
Okay.
I run a company called Mobile High. I made the iPhone version of it. So the idea behind it is, as you're out and about with your iPhone, if you hold up your device, you could flick through images from the past 100 years, taken from that very spot, to really give you a sense of how the environment has changed from Bristol.
We want people to kind of be thinking all the time, what was it like in the past, what's it like, why is it like that now, and what would it be in the future?
Because it was time travel, it seemed weird not to go forward as well as back. So we're working with an architectural company called Preconstruct, and they came to the workshops.
So I'll just tell you a little bit about Preconstruct and what we do, and that'll give you some ideas about how, when you're talking about future visions, what we could actually do with your ideas, how we could actually make that into imagery and animations, etc.
You had to redesign the whole thing, so you're also required to put in your architectural input with it.
Imagine what it's going to be like in 50, 100 years.
Yeah.
How that might develop, and it's very...
And then go on and design it.
Some cable cars go across.
Awesome, no?
They wanted like a skate park 50 years time, 100 years time, so I thought, well, it's going to be clearly going to be all hoverboards. So
everyone wanted sustainability issues to be highlighted for having wind turbines and solar panels on the roof and stuff like that, you know. And because that is what they saw the future of Bristol to be as.
There's quite a lot of work to it, isn't there, making up a film, isn't there, like you're doing?
Yeah, we're only just beginning to realise quite how much work.
There's all the research you've got to do, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's so much.
But I mean, you look at, there's so much you've got to look at, there's no value to you at all, but you've got to go through it all to find the bits you want. If you don't, if you start missing all of it out, then you might miss just the spot that you wanted.